Hello, everyone. My name is Ron, and today I am with Disco Paul. Now, what Paul doesn't realise is I'm going to ask him to do some karaoke live on this chat. But anyway, it's really to get to know Paul because I met you, March? 6 months or so ago?
Yep.
Paul got me to join MF Prestige and also take more sort of knowledge from what MF.Club have to offer. So, Paul, intro. Hello.
Hello. So my name's Paul. Everyone calls me Disco Paul. As a DJ, I've been DJing now for well over a decade. I started off hiring equipment.
Cool. What was that like? That must have been.
Yeah, it was painful because I wasn't earning any money really.
So what sort of happened? What would it cost you? And
so basically, I got to know a hire company that rented out speakers, amplifiers, decks, even laptops, and it costs to hire. It was like £150 to hire, and the gig itself, when you're doing pub venues, you know, that they were only like £200 at a time.
Cool.
So I was only earning like £50 cash. Then obviously had to pay not only hire company, you got to pay your own insurance company, you know,
that's insane.
So you got all that bills to think about, you know, fuel bills.
So what did you come out with net usually at those sort of things?
Most occasions, a month it was like £100 cash.
Crikey.
You know,
and long hours you were doing,
yeah,
I
long
guess.
hours, like 4 to 5 hours per gig. Then it come to the point where, you know, I had to save up for my own speakers. It took me a good 2-3 years to even get to my own set of budget speakers. You know, then obviously you've got to think about the cabling costs. They're not cheap, these cables, and you've got to think about the other material, you know, like the disco lights. You've got to think about the decks, the laptops, you know.
How did you get all your knowledge? Because I'm sure people listening to this, you know, we all would love to be a DJ. You know, what got you, and how did you get your knowledge to know what to buy?
Yeah, so basically I started as a young child. I was lucky enough to that my parents had a old-fashioned vintage, if you call it, Technics stack system. They had vinyl players and stuff like that.
Wow.
And
traditional
sound system that, you know, back in the day. I started playing all the 80s stuff like my dad had, and my mum was into Motown, ska kind of music, so I was listening to all that. And then we got into like family parties, and I was back then it was just one, you know, vinyl, you had to change it over and etc. But they all seemed to like my.
Cool. So you had to lug all of those, the records with you,
and
the
heavy stuff, and it was just me, and it was just me that was carrying it around, and I put it in back of my dad's car, and when I was going to these family parties and stuff, because back in those days it was you know, to have a decent hi-fi system, stack system in those days, and my dad managed to have one that was quite a powerful system. And so, you know, not only that he lent out his you know, stack system, he used me as a as a DJ kind of thing to entertain the family, relatives and friends and stuff, doing weddings. And I had a passion of music. It's just you know, you learn in different genres, different, and when you go to these you know, other parties you go to, and you see other DJs and etc. And you know, with their CDJs, you know, discs, even vinyls, even.
Is that what actually really got you as a kid into it as well?
And I kept, you know, some of these DJs don't like having someone random come up to them saying, play this. This will get the crowd going. But I was lucky enough to have one of my dad's friends that was a DJ, and I always watched what he'd done, and I asked him, could you play this? Could you play this? And he's more than happy to do that, and it actually got people dancing. And
is that what gives you the buzz?
Yeah, it gives me the buzz, and it's just at the end of the day, for me, it was entertaining the crowd, entertaining that person, and it was just seeing the smiles and the laughs, and so back in those days, it was all like CDJs. So when I eventually had my own set of CDJs, it's
would that be expensive?
Yeah,
as well, Paul?
yeah. So it was a lot of saving up. It was a lot of saving up, but to be fair, most of it was all like second-hand equipment. It's all I could afford in those days. It was just second-hand equipment. But from hiring your own equipment, hiring the equipment, to buying second-hand equipment, to now officially having my own decent equipment, and
you must be really proud of that.
Yeah.
I mean, so with doing all this and the process with your music, you said to me, I think earlier when we were chatting just before we put all this live, and what is it? Because it's not all just about money for you, is it? I know you've said it just now. It's a real buzz you get.
Yeah, money's not nothing to me when it comes to playing a few records. It's seeing people smile, laugh, having a very good time, knowing they can leave that party that evening.
Yes.
The feedback's amazing, incredible.
Yep.
That's what I like. It's not about the money at all for me. It's nice to have it, of course, but
it certainly helps.
It certainly helps pay a few bills, but it's not about
helps
the money.
You get to Man United, yeah?
Yeah,
Are you buying your box soon? Your hospitality? Well, so I obviously met you back in March at the last conference for MF and Matt Fiddes' conference there. What got you into it, and how?
When I first knowledge about MF, I didn't really know Matt Fiddes well. I knew he was the ex-bodyguard of Michael Jackson. That was like give me a route to. Probably have to cut this bit out.
No, keep going. He's fine. Fine.
So basically, I come across the website. It was advertised on Facebook. Social media even.
So you saw someone post something, or was it Matt himself? I think
it was one of these sponsored pages that was on my. It was actually on my disco page, and clicked onto it. Took big interest what he does, and he's got a background of entertainment, especially with Michael Jackson. You couldn't ask for more, so I wanted to learn more about businesses and understanding it. So I joined the MF.Club, and game changer, game changer experience.
Yeah, because I remember seeing you. I was about to say at the Goldstone. Now that would have been a bit weird, but seeing you at the Amex, and we were watching Man United, and I remember meeting you here, and we've been messaging toing and froing because anyone listening here, this guy is probably the most kind, nice, positive guy you could wish to meet. And I have to say, Paul, you've helped me in my journey, but what is it that it's done to transform your business? So obviously you're a DJ. A lot of people are in property and use obviously the prestige and the club to learn. But for you, you're a different type of business. So what has it done for you that for other businesses listening could be helped?
After listening to Matt Fiddes' podcasts, very important that you listen, very important, because there's some key moments and segments, if you like. He discusses about the Michael Jackson scenes and stuff like that. But not just that. Fast forward a little bit. We've got the Matt Fiddes' .club. We've got all the training videos, and the last summit we had here. And you get to meet the amazing celebs that were into entertainment, still in entertainment, like Michelle Heaton.
What was it about Michelle?
Michelle Heaton from Liberty X.
Yeah. Wow.
Until this day, I know that's only 6 months ago, that really opened my eyes to tidy up a lot of my mistakes. I was in the same situation sorry.
He's got his DJ set going.
Sorry about that. So she shared the same kind of fit, partying hard and stuff like that. That's what I was doing. When you're as a DJ,
never thought about.
So I was getting into bad habits.
So you mean all us ravers would come to you? Do you want a pint? Do you want a pint?
Yeah. So basically, when you was doing like New Year's Eve parties and stuff like that in pubs, you get to know the customers, and they're all celebrating, having a drink, and I was joining in that crowd where I was drinking heavily while DJing, and it wasn't very, very clever. It wasn't professional, and I was literally damaging my own equipment from doing it all. You spilling your drinks over the decks. It's done. It's happened.
Wow.
Yeah. So when even listening to that,
really changed.
It changed me so much. Where I need to put a stop. I actually stopped it on the same day of that event. My mindset has changed over everything in life. Getting to meet incredible people from that event, knowing that I didn't feel like I was on my own.
Feels like a real buzz, doesn't it? An energy.
Feels a real buzz, yeah. Because you've got some individuals there, lovely. But actually, it is the best community I've ever come across.
So, do you feel like you're part of a tribe, if I may ask you that?
Yeah. And they all seem to be on your side, kind of thing. It's like you couldn't ask for anything more.
Have you got something specific you can say to anyone listening that anything specific that has helped you? Because I've seen your business develop and it's gone from there to there.
You just have the right mindset. You need to have the right mindset, because if you have that mindset where you don't want to get up in the mornings or it's having that concerns and worry in the evenings before you go to bed, you've got to get rid of that. You have to get rid of that, because it just drains you. It was draining me. But when you're surrounded by incredible people from MF, a mindset that they share with you, just be positive about life.
So there's very successful people in there, including obviously Matt and his team and Chris.
Yeah.
But what else can you say? Because you were saying to me when I first met you, and certainly got me to join Prestige, that you've got people from all walks of life as well, and that probably helps, not just from a business but different life experiences.
Yeah, so
being able to share.
Yeah, absolutely. If you were in the Prestige group, again, the best experience of ever, basically, for me, especially around business side of things, and there's individuals in that group that guide you, and you listen to their experiences. Especially in property, where I haven't got a clue what I know they had this conversation earlier. You're around a table at one of these meetings that we do, and they all talk about property this, property that, property this. I'm sitting there thinking, come on, there's more to freaking property. But obviously, it's very well, that particular group is very well equipped with property, knowledge. Matt Fiddes, and you've got individuals in there that know property inside out. So that anyone that's into property, that's definitely the group to go down. But it's not just that. They all have hobbies as well. You talk to them about music and stuff like that, and here I am. That's my.
You're the main man. You are the main man.
It's I don't know how I do it, but I do try, change the topic.
Yeah.
Stepping away from properties to other things, and there's
But that's what makes it special, isn't it? Because we've all got special traits.
Well, there's actually an individual that's into weddings. She's a childcare for wedding days, and so we've got something in common when it comes to events, hospitality events, and that's very good because
so you can bounce off ideas.
Brilliant. And she's a wonderful lady. She knows what she's talking about, and so bouncing off ideas.
And I think that's a brilliant thing, isn't it? It's like us when we were talking before this as well, and the ideas and concepts you've come up with, and but as I say, listening to this as well, and still listening to this, is Paul is. I have seen such a transformation from my first time I saw Paul in March. And as I say, I'm really now pleased to have joined Prestige as well. And it's something that I'm really excited about to learn and see and be part of that journey that you've been on. But I'm also going to ask you a few things. There's some books that you've always told me to read and listen to and whatever. Who would be the people other than Matt and Chris that have inspired you? Maybe you've learned from the group. Any particular...
Well, we are very lucky. We are very lucky to be in this group, especially if it's at MF.Club. From the last summit,
lots of content.
Some content in that summit was amazing. We got to meet Kerry Katona. He is into properties,
so what's his speciality then?
Mortgages. Right. Those that want to get onto the property ladder, he's got a book. I forgot the name of the title actually, to be fair, but it's put in a link somewhere.
If you're listening, Gary, apologies. We should put it on the content.
I mean, the issue I have is that I can't read properly and spell or write. It's one of those things. It's,
get you.
And so. As you do, we've gone into the WhatsApp group in Prestige, and there's all coming up with different books. And I said I can only listen to them through audio because I do a lot of miles, don't I? So I said that
good point.
And Gary Dass's book was available on audio, Audible, and when I listened to that book, it gave me another goal setting. Another, it's very, very clear, and people that are like myself, I haven't got a Scooby-Doo about properties, where to start, how to do this and the other. You need someone that can actually explain more clear and more very.
So he puts it in layman terms, does he? He sort of puts it into terms that any person can understand.
Yeah, it's very, very, very. It's at very clear points. How to get a mortgage and what to look out for, what to do. Very clear.
So he's sharing his knowledge and experience with everyone.
So we've actually made a start of that myself, actually. To be fair. So me and my partner are working on that. That's our next.
So when we spoke in March, you would never have dreamt, 6 months later in your journey, that here you would be now, looking at your own property journey, and investing, etc. And that's all down to is it really the club?
Yes, it's the club. It's people now you know now that you didn't know.
What's
before.
That saying again? Your network is
your network. Yeah.
Sorry, had to.
That's to be used. But it's true because if it weren't for MF.Club, MF Prestige, or where would I be now? We won't even be here. To be fair, so it's within the last 6 months, it's been one journey that I will never forget. It's some people say it was pretty much magic. Really, it's the best thing I've ever done. You're learning from a wonderful range of people. They've always got your back. They're very supportive. There's always someone in that group.
And do you have do you? There is a WhatsApp group, isn't there, that you can put content in and get opinions and help?
So basically, especially like myself, I love to learn. I love to learn now more now than I ever did, because you realise that you could do so much in your life. It doesn't matter how old you are. To be fair, you know, it's it doesn't matter. It's that specific, that MF.Club, wherever the community, the WhatsApp groups and stuff like that. They all must get freaking annoyed at me now. So I actually bombard them groups literally on a daily basis. I don't what it is for me. I don't like silence. I don't like silence. I like to.
Can I just add, Paul? You'd make a good estate agent.
Yeah,
because we don't stop talking.
No, I love entertaining everyone, or just saying hello.
So that's one of the reasons, I guess, why you enjoy doing what you are, because you're always communicating with your audience.
Yeah.
Because although you're a DJ and you're behind the music, you're almost like an actor, aren't you? At every event you're going to.
Yeah. So every event's different. As a DJ, and every occasion is different. You've got your birthdays, you've got your weddings, you've got your Christians, and you've got so many different types of events. You've got your public events like New Year's Eve parties and Christmas Eve parties. You come across all different kind of characters, different age groups.
Go on, I have to ask you the question. What's a couple of craziest moments that you've, if you can put on camera? Sorry, this could be under 18 as well, so be careful.
So one of the craziest moments was a venue that I used to do. We had a solo act doing Amy Winehouse tribute.
Oh my word!
So she was connecting to my system, and she hit her head. The cable, she hit her head. So everything went everywhere. Like the decks fell off. She had a poorly head.
Was there any language that came through the system at the time?
It was all switched off.
Oh, it was.
So halfway through the actual gig, she cut out all the music. Yeah, so that happened. We had a lot of crazy individuals, drunken people, managed to slip over on a dance floor. A&E moments where especially when the women wear the high shoes and it breaks, the high shoes.
We don't have that problem, do we, Paul?
No.
Only on the Sundays.
We get a lot. That's very common. Yeah. Probably at least once a month we'd have women.
So you do get quite a lot.
Yeah, quite a fair few incidents.
So had we better be careful about Saturday night then? Is this going to be something?
Yeah. Well, we've got
no high heels.
We've got an early morning on Sunday, so we've all got to be best behaviour.
Yes, that's true. Sorry, Matt, we are going to behave. We promise. No sambucas. No sambucas. What was it? The other one, tequila. Sorry, no tequilas. Yeah, honest. Okay, but so. Again, what would anyone looking to get into being a DJ, what would you say is the best way to get into it? And, a young person maybe watching this.
I personally, obviously, with going into more pubs, clubs kind of thing, I started off properly, like doing charity events, to get your confidence, you always got to keep practice, literally practice all the time.
Do you practice at home as well?
Yeah. I do at least 1 hour, probably 2 hours a day. I find a way. It don't have to be behind a desk scratching, mixing and all that. It's just the cueing side of things, of what track goes well with the other track. And
that's a good question. So good point. So mixing.
Yeah, mixing. So it's the same beat and stuff, and how to come to you've got start-up credits. When you start music, upbeat music, and you get all the in between music, and you got your close down music. What goes well. What you got to understand. Each crowd is different. You've got to think about you could be doing a birthday, like we're doing 60th birthday. They want that kind of music in a era, if you like.
So hold on, what would you do for a 50-year-old like me? What sort of music? Go on, I'm going to put you on the spot.
YMCA.
You've got my... He knows me too well. This is really scary.
Well,
just because I'm a Brighton fan as well, is it?
Oh yeah. Oh, really?
Is that the one that you would say usually middle-aged group?
Yeah.
Get you up.
It all depends because you got the industry's changed a lot, especially like when you got those in the 50s and 60s. They still want to be living in their 30s, so they like to listen to like much younger music, like in the 90s, club music. That's the most popular genre.
I had my bass on all the way here driving, so I was listening to all the
they like listen to upbeat music now, where before it used to be all soul, funk, jazz music. The industry's changed so much. When now they will like to listen to Bruno Mars. I know that sounds random, but the music has changed a lot.
See, can I just ask you? Sorry to interrupt. There's a reason why I'm interrupting you at this point, because it just made me think for a second. Just like I have to always be learning about property and the different laws and everything else, for you have to keep knowing what's in on Vogue and.
Yeah, so
how do you?
So when I go back to the music industry has changed so much. In fact, the last 10, 20 years, even probably not that long. But today's music isn't really used a lot. You get one or two in the charts that you get played once in a month in a gig.
Wow. Okay.
It's that appalling, to be honest. It's appalling. Where back in the day, as a DJ, you couldn't wait to go down to Woolworths and get the new chart music that's on display. It's now you don't do any of that. It's just no one is bothered with the today's.
Can you remember then your first track that you ever played?
My first ever track I ever played has got to be Robin S. Show Me Love. And that's still a banger today.
Can you hum it for me? Because I don't know that one.
No.
Sharks, he's not going to fall for it.
I'll play it tomorrow. I'll play it. It's a great upbeat track. It's very commonly used for any DJ sets. They've got all different kind of versions of it. I always tend to use the original. Always goes down well. But the best I find the music genre and decade will be the 90s club classics. Yeah, absolute club classics.
Yeah.
It does so well. It looks the decade that looks after any DJ. You guarantee to have dancing. Guaranteed. Okay. Yeah.
When people come up to you, then what is the most common track that you find? Is it the good old ABBAs, or is there something else?
Well, you actually nailed it on the head. I mean, you get the cheesy requests, and you get some random requests. I think to myself, it is ABBA. It's like Dancing Queen. It's I love it. I love the track and all that. It does. But it's one minute you'll be playing club music, like the club classics, or it's in the next minute you'll be switching it over to a bit of Dancing Queen. I'm like, oh my god!
I have to ask you a question and be honest here. Camera's on you; they can see your nose growing. If you're going to lie about this, have you had a request and you think, oh no, I'm not playing that tune. It is on there, but I just can't play that.
I've had that too many times. I've had that so many times. You can't expect to have a dance floor that's quite heavily dancing, and you get one odd idiot even. They are idiots. They come up to you and say, "Can you play this and the other?" I'm explaining to that person. Most of the time, I'm explaining it. That ain't going to work. So if I get time to play it, I'll play it later when it all calms down on the dance floor. Which you don't want that. You always want that dance floor to be rocking all the way through. And as a DJ, it's not just about music as well. It's about crowd watching. Looking at individuals. What's so difficult? You got especially when you're doing public events. You've got so many different age brackets, and you've got so many genres. You could be playing Brit pop, indie music to garage music. Sorry, guys, to garage dance, house, and all that. And you've got to try and combine that together. That's the magic behind the decks. You've got to try to now. I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We all fail at some, at our job, and we try not to fail, but we always have those hiccups. And it's that's the most common challenge. It's trying to read the crowd.
That's actually quite a skill. So where have you developed that skill? Because I know you also have had customer service roles and things. Is that something you enjoy, just trying to, because you're saying sometimes about you've learned different things from MF, but I'm sure they learn from you, because that is a skill to be able to read a room.
Yeah.
What can you say to anyone?
It becomes natural, really. I think it's when I first started watching how DJs entertaining the crowd, and you're watching entertainers, bands entertaining the crowd, so they make one or two comments, and that's it. They get the crowd's attention. So it's like that behind the decks. You reading a crowd at first, especially when they've not heard. I don't advise them drinking heavily, but what I'm saying
does it loosen them up a bit?
Alcohol does help the situation.
Hold on then, does that mean at the disco tomorrow night I need to get heavily drunk first before I go on the dance floor?
No.
He said yes. No, so Matt, this is Paul to blame.
No, but it certainly helps, and it loosens them up. That's why I get to join MF.Club, so you don't have to have alcohol to enjoy yourself, because that's what it is. They come to these events on a Friday night when you're doing a public event like DJing, and they've come into the venue a little bit like whole weights on their shoulders from hard week's work, and you got to think about what that person's going through, and you're there to entertain that person, to get them loosen up, let your hair down, forget about the world for a minute. It's you, the music, enjoy. And I'm not saying it's the music, the booze, and that's what. It's
just make sure everyone's entertained, having a good time.
It's having a good time, and you don't need to get absolutely plastered to have a good time.
So I've been to many of these events, and I'm afraid, I'm so sorry, I'm one of those that sit on the table going, I wish I had the guts to go up there and look a clown or whatever, and if I do, it's because I've had tequila. So how do you get someone then like me to think, actually, do you go, right, he's about 50, it's definitely going to be YMCA that's going to get him up on that dance floor?
Honestly, just like me and many others that have done it now, it's join MF.Club, because I think that's the first route because you've got so many things in that
to get your confidence.
Get your confidence, and come to these kind of events like this. I mean, that especially the last one in March, that opened my eyes personally about my life skills and my where I was going wrong in life, and because I was doing the same thing every weekend, every day, 9 to 5 jobs, whatever. I was doing 100 hours a week and stuff like that. And I realised on a minute it's more to life than what I was doing. I was ruining my life, and it's not, especially those who've got children, whatever. I don't want them, children to see that. Because I don't want them to be in the same that situation like I was.
You want to make sure you got your own. And as Matt keeps saying, and Chris and the team, it's about making your own economy, isn't it? Because I've seen you, and you are now in that process.
Yes, I am. Yeah. So it's got to be done today. Today's age, we don't know what's going on with this. It's too many. That's another topic.
Should we go on GB News for this one? Or now I'm going to say this in front of camera. Yeah. I have to say, Paul is very excited about one person particularly coming. Yeah. Who is that person that you're excited to see?
We've got some mega stars coming to this event, this occasion. But one I'm very excited to listen and watch, and it is actually going to be in the same building, which I'm very excited. Dan Wootton, if I said his name right. Brilliant! What a mega star he is.
What makes you particularly with him? What's the?
It's so open. It's so open. You don't cave in. When I followed Dan from the days of talk radio and the launch of GB News, it was that's it's entertainment, but it was someone I could be excited to didn't finish work, want to chill out. People like watching soaps or watching football, whatever. Whereas me, I was like tuning into his show because there was quite important things to think about in his
So he makes you think then.
Yeah, it's really it's really shown me there's a lot of things happening out there, and it does a positive swing around topics, and it handles debates so well. So I'm very excited about Matt interviewing Dan.
Do you know, I think with this experience today, I think you should be one of his next shows. I think, showing people but I think it's great for you particularly because I know you've been a big fan. You introduced me to Dan as well. And I have to say, I love the open way he debates. And that's something you're very...
Yeah, I'm very passionate. I mean, I was never into politics, ever. It bores the crap out of me. Like properties bore the crap out of me. It did bore the crap out of me. I'm not going to lie. It's
straight over the head.
It's literally, I'm not interested at all. But in the last decade, I've seen things change so much in my personal life. And, you've seen things, like I said to you earlier, a lot of things are happening around the city. You can see the changes in your local communities, and you're seeing local venues getting closed down. You're seeing new pop-up buildings, new buildings, and you're seeing changes.
Yeah,
and so, some people say it's for the good, and some people say it's for the bad, and I'm halfway up in between. And you're seeing all these changes happening to your town, local town, and
it's quite scary, isn't it?
It's scary. So the likes of Dan speaks up, outspoken, which is one of his.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
It's absolutely brilliant.
What a genius that is!
It's genius. He don't hold back. And you got these politicians, newly elected Labour, already creating some drama that concerns me. But you've got individuals that say that they bother you, create your own economy and all that.
Yeah,
that's fair enough. That's great, fantastic. But you still have to
rely on government policy.
Government policy, and you still. I'm still worried about the local communities that are changing. That's why Dan puts them on the spot. And he pulls clips from members of the public and Nan and Dan to the local Labour MPs and stuff like that. It's brilliant. I mean, it's one to follow, watch, and especially on YouTube.
So shall we just do a quick thing? Send this to Dan now, so he knows to bring all his merchandise for you. So you'd have all the shirts, and everything else.
I could speak about Dan all day, to be honest. He's
top man.
He's a very, very good guy. Top man. Yeah, exactly as you say. It's
Well, can I just add, you're one of the biggest advocates for Matt Fiddes, but also for Dan. But you see, I'm a big advocate, I have to say, for Kerry Katona, because I used to listen a lot to Atomic Kitten. I've got very strange musical taste. So do you play that much? Do you get many requests for Kerry and Atomic Kitten?
Yeah, so especially around festival seasons, where it's like a mellow festival kind of music, and you've got the ultimate Atomic Kitten.
Cool.
It gets played quite regularly.
Do you think we should get Kerry to sing tomorrow?
That's going to be crazy. No, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yes.
No, but Dan. Not Dan. Matt Fiddes.
Yes.
Really said quite a few things about Kerry and what she's achieved, and Kerry had it all from bad to where she is now.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it?
It's an incredible journey for her, and I'm so excited to listen to her and how she, a business side of things.
Can I ask you something? Have you ever been trolled or anything like that? Because I know in property I've got competition that I get a couple of messages and I'm nearly broken by it, and I feel, how do I put it? I feel really down. I've got no rhino skin, but these guys must have. I mean, especially Kerry and Dan, both of them.
I get it on a daily basis. I have to keep an eye on my social net.
Seriously?
Every time.
Mad.
Most common one is jealousy.
Right.
When you get that deal with the venue, and you've got other DJs and other entertainment agencies trying to chase the same.
My word.
Yeah, and when they find out that you've got the job, got the contract, they will trying to.
And you get that regular.
Yeah, they're all trying to, you get those, you're a shit DJ.
How do you then? Go on, give me a tip before I speak to Dan about this. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it's my mum. Sorry, apologies, everyone. So what is it you do to avoid getting embroiled in that? Do you just ignore them, delete them?
I delete them straight away, block them.
Right, you block them, right.
I
don't interrupt. Don't interact.
I've got no time for it. Whereas before, it used to bother me at the beginning of stages, where I think, why are you doing this? What are you achieving from it? But
just don't give them the time.
No, I don't give them the time. I delete it, block it, done.
So no wind in their sail.
No, exactly.
Just take it out.
I mean, I've had it personally face to face before.
What?
Yeah. So when you have agencies, the most common thing, two common failures at the moment in my industry is that you get the bedroom DJs. They come out of the pandemic. Obviously, in the pandemic, got nothing else to do. They want to become a DJ, whatever. And it doesn't happen overnight. You've got practice, and you've got to do these kind of events to build your confidence, build what the crowd wants. Sadly, a lot of these venues, the budget cuts, budget this, and trying to budget everything. So they're taking on these so-called bedroom DJs. Yeah. They've only done it for 5 minutes with crap set of speakers, and they always fly back after me and saying that, Paul, we want you back and all that. But I've obviously moved on from that venue. I've now dates dedicated and all that stuff like. But that was we're still getting now. I mean, I started to slow down. I started to calm down a bit. But then you've got the so-called agencies. They recruit singers, DJs, and etc. And they love undercutting this, that, and the other. And that's the biggest problem. Right. That professional or semi-pro DJs, or and entertainment acts and all that. That's the problem for them to try and battle. Which you get out of any business you do, like properties. You're gonna have to have someone trying to. But it's part of life, really. But I've overcome all that. I just, it's your loss, my gain, basically.
So you have a standard, and you say, "Look, I'm worth this. If you're not willing to pay it, you're not my client."
Yeah. It's I mean, I still do pub gigs and charity events and stuff like that. I still doing what I did like 10 years ago, kind of thing. You know what I mean? I'm still doing those things, and
yes,
you still got to start from somewhere. Look at me. I've moved from one area to another area. And my sales have gone through the roof up here, and down south it's flatlined. So, when I first moved up north, I had nothing from where I was then to where I am now.
It's incredible.
Especially
the last 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months. Yeah, it's you're learning the wordings, you're learning how some of these people speak, and you take that away, and it works. You understand. Whereas, you could, when I say an amateur, I was an amateur of a business, and I'm learning from the best, really.
But you've got other ventures, haven't you? And I think, is it My Haunted Hotel? Or
yeah. So
tell me a little bit about that.
Right. Myself and my other half have a bit of an interest. Joint interest in paranormal field and stuff like that, paranormal world and stuff like that. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm just going to go a bit further away.
Briefly. So we've got to know the stars of the paranormal world. It's I've been on.
Any names you can mention?
Yeah. Danny Moyes, I can't say the second name. He's been on reality TV channels like Discovery.
I'm trying to think of a lady from Blue Peter at one time.
Oh, Yvette Fielding.
But that's it. How can we forget?
So, they opened up a venue. Opened up a paranormal brand at a venue in Chester. The landlord, the amazing guy, very down to earth, and
There's real activity in this place.
Yeah. It's the most haunted hotel in the UK. Well, apparently it's one of the most haunted hotels in the world.
Well, for cynical people like me who think there's little machines put in there.
Yeah.
This is you've seen or heard?
You get that. You're going to get that. It's the same thing again. Like I said earlier, you always get those clowns that think they're trying to it's. You're going to get that everywhere you go, but it's all legit. It's all legit, and it's brilliant place to experience the paranormal side.
So, if anyone's listening, and wants to know about where do they find out about this place?
It's straightforward. It's go on Facebook. It's My Haunted Hotel, or the main page. They've opened up a venue up in America now.
Brilliant.
They've opened up another venue is still under process somewhere in Liverpool. I can't remember what it's called.
So you can stay in the place as well?
Yeah, stay in.
It really is a hotel.
Yes, it was an hotel before, and it's still a hotel now, but it's more of a tourist attraction than anything else. We tend to stay in an hotel around the corner, so at least you can have your proper showers and breakfast and stuff like that, and
you don't get woken up at 2 o'clock in the morning.
So I've got to meet Brett, which is the landlord of the is it Brett? No, Harry even. Sorry, Harry from my haunted hotel, and would you be interested in doing Halloween disco? And it took off. It was amazing.
You do Halloween discos
there.
Class.
Absolutely incredible experience.
All fancy dress, I guess, as well?
Yeah, fancy dress. You've got customers that come in and have to really put on a show.
Have you seen any Freddy Cougars or whatever coming?
I've seen them all, have you? I've seen them all. I'm looking forward to this year's event.
That would be classic. Can anyone go to that sort of thing? Book tickets?
Yeah, get tickets through. It's My Haunted Project. .org. There's released a new website where you can find tickets for the Halloween party, and and also to stay at and investigate My Haunted Hotel.
Do they give you equipment, or do you get
They
to
give you
use
equipment now. They give you equipment. Yeah, they give you a box of suit, like a briefcase, and you've got all this equipment and stuff in there. And
I do warn you, Paul, if I go, you'll hear this very high screech, because I'm one of those people who don't really believe, but I reckon I know what will happen.
Yeah.
You'll just plan it.
It's an incredible experience, and plus, where the venue is situated, it's in the most beautiful, like Victorian. It's
also it's an old building.
It's over 400 years old.
Wow.
It's in Chester. The town is beautiful. You've got so much to do down there in Chester.
Does that give you an excuse to go to is it called the Theatre of not Theatre of Dreams, isn't it? Theatre of Waterfalls. I'm sorry, I couldn't. But it is,
you had one.
Okay. Here we go. No excuse. We've got a new stadium and it still leaks, and it was right above us. Unfortunately,
honestly, going off topic a little bit, but we're all going to have a hobby. I mean, mine is obviously DJing, but it's a working hobby.
That must be great when it is because it's your passion and it comes through.
Yeah.
I've seen some of your gigs.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. It's a passion of it. Never get bored.
Can I just ask you then, before we finish, anyone listening again wanting to ask for you to come and give them, the most amazing night or day entertainment? Yeah. How do they contact you, and what is your?
They can contact me through social media. The website's been under construction. It's getting done as we speak.
Okay, what will that be?
It's you can catch me on. It's number one Disco Paul.
As in the number
one Disco Paul. Cool. So Facebook, type in the search bar. It comes up straight away. To be fair, number one Disco Paul. Drop me a DM. My WhatsApp plugins on there, so you can drop me a message or give me a call. We'll go through your special occasion, if it's wedding, birthdays, or anything else. Just give me a buzz and we go through there.
And what's your ideal client? What What do you enjoy doing the most?
Seeing
people happy.
It's seeing people being happy and stuff like that, and it's all of them. All customers are my ideal ideal client, and it's at the end of the day.
Sums you up, Paul.
My job is, and what I love about it is when they leave at the end of the night, when the last bell is rung behind the bar, and they all leave happy. And you wake up the next morning with a message most of the time saying thank you so much for the for the evening. That's what keeps me going.
Incredible reviews. I've seen some of those that you post. Yeah. And to anyone who wants to read those, do go on Paul's website, and well, not his website yet because it's not quite finished, but on his Facebook page, because this guy, when you look at his reviews, says so much because testimonials from people are fantastic. So Paul, thank you for today. It's been lovely meeting you, and I'm looking forward to the next 3 days.
Cannot wait.
Nor me. And I have to say, it's going to be mega. Look at us both smiling. We're like Cheshire cats. Yeah. Are you ready? Yay. So thank you for today. And we'll catch up later on, maybe through the conference, have another quick chat and see how it goes. But
you know what? What I like to do, if it's okay with you, is to do a brief video on each day, how it all went. Because there's always a lot to talk about after these events. And
as you can tell, guys, we will keep talking. So for the next 6 hours, if you want, if you can't sleep, just give us a shout. Paul, thank you indeed for today. Thank you. Again, look forward now to the next few days. Let's get ready to party.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.